Hi, Lloyd Plueschow here. This is my second video. We're going to talk about how we can prevent repetitive motion injuries that you can get from playing a musical instrument, in my case, the guitar. I have 15 pieces of advice that have served me really well over the years, and I think they're worth sharing. So let's get to the first one. Number one, never practice or play or perform with cold hands. You're not going to play well, and you're going to be prone to injury. We've got to get the hands warm. Some people place their hands and their forearms into warm water. That may work for you, but there's some other ways as well. I sometimes play in church, and sometimes I have to wait until I'm playing again, and the church isn't always warm. So I keep my hands in these gauntlets, and they work really well. You can even make fists inside of them, so you can really keep your hands nice and warm. Now, if your hands just won't warm up, I got another method that I use that works really well for me as well. Well, this is where I just put the blanket on me until my hands warm up. I might even have the gauntlets on underneath as well. This works for me quite well. My hands and my whole body warms up pretty fast. Number two, always do warm-up stretching and simple movements before you start playing. My first video covers just that. There's also some exercises in there that you can use to strengthen your hands if you're having a problem in that area. So that's quite important. Once you've done your basic movements, then you can pick up your guitar and sort of continue those basic movements on the guitar. Don't go into something difficult right away. Start with something easy. These two are my go-to warm-ups. There's other ones that I do as well, but these ones really get my hands warmed up and moving. And remember to just keep it slow. And you can do your hammer-ons and pull-offs that really do warm up the hands. And you can do that up and down the fretboard, right? And again, just keep it slow or comfortable at a speed where you can just get your hands warmed up. Don't worry so much about how well you're playing. We're just warming up. That's all we're doing. Number three, take a break every 20 minutes. Particularly important if you're practicing something difficult. You might have to take one in a shorter period of time if it's really hard. You can set your smartphone for a 20-minute break, right? The little alarm goes off every 20 minutes. You know you got to stop playing, take a bit of a rest. About 5 minutes or whatever you need. Tip number four, avoid twisting or deviation from the neutral position in your fretting hand. Basically try and keep your wrist as straight or as close to straight as you can for most of your playing. For your scales, not so much of an issue. When you get to bar chords, you can see a bit of a bend in the wrist there, right? But you got to keep that bend at its minimum all the time. You want to really avoid hyperflexing, which is the hyperbending of the wrist, and that's going to cause you some grief in the long run. So when you're playing your bar chords, just make a look at that wrist and make sure that you're only bending as much as you possibly need, right? And then don't hold it forever. Take a break, So that'll make a big difference in your playing and how long you can play. Number five, increase your practice hours gradually. It's actually better to practice in multiple segments as opposed to making the segments longer and longer. That's just easier on your body. Number six, resume your practice schedule gradually when you come back from a holiday or any major break in your practice schedule. Number seven, avoid overtraining or basically pushing yourself too hard too far. Best thing to do is what we call visualization or mental practice. Put the guitar down, close your eyes, and visualize you're playing whatever part you're practicing, and do that multiple times. So you're visualizing, and when you come back to playing, then you're actualizing. It's a powerful technique. Athletes use it all the time. It works here too. Number eight, heed the warnings of pain, tingling, or numbness. These are important signals that you could be pushing yourself too hard or prone to injury. Number nine, avoid the hazards of long, awkward positions, which is a bit of a repeat from point number four, right? So watch what position you're placing your wrist, your body for that matter. If you're playing some weird jazz chord that really puts you in a strange position, watch how long you're holding that. That can lead to injury. Number 10, get regular exercise, preferably whole body exercise that avoids forceful gripping, right? Get away from what you're doing on the guitar. Number 11, relax when you're stressed. Number 12, pretty easy one, avoid practicing when you're overtired. You're very prone to injury under those conditions. 13, if you're going to make a major change to your practice regime, Make it gradual. Maybe you're changing from a lot of electric guitar to electric bass, or maybe you're going to go to an acoustic with fingerstyle. Those are big changes, so make those changes gradual. That'll help you avoid injury. 14. Remember, your body is not indestructible. So if you need to make changes, make them to your environment, to your stressors, but not to your body. 15. Always play with good posture. Lastly, I want to give a big thank you to Green Hand to Shoulder Physiotherapy here in Winnipeg, who have helped many musicians, including me.